NANI?!
When you talk about the meta in BattleBit Remastered, the same weapons come up time and time again. The M4A1, the Kriss Vector, the M200 Sniper. But another weapon you'll be hearing quite a lot is the P90, which has become increasingly popular among professional players. You'll probably notice that the schmoovers have started using it to kill you more and more frequently as players level up and unlock the P90 instead of their usual crutch KV. Today I'm going to be breaking down the statistics, the loadouts, and the overall reasons why sweats are flocking to this weapon. So please remember to rate the video and subscribe if you're new. So, in real life the FN-P90 is a Belgian submachine gun manufactured by FN Herstal. NATO was requesting a new personal defense weapon for security forces, vehicle crews, and support personnel. The P90's 5.7x28mm cartridge packs a better punch than the prior 9x19mm Parabellum, and it's even capable of penetrating conventional body armor. The P90's small frame makes it ideal for concealment and for operating in tight quarters. Its unique top-mounted magazine and unusual frame gives the weapon a futuristic feel, making frequent appearances in video games, television, and movies. In BattleBit Remastered, the P90 is classified as a personal defense weapon and is unlocked at rank 125. It's available for the medic and engineer class. A defining feature of the P90 is its default 50-round magazine, which makes it a very tempting option as a lot of other CQB weapons have 20 to 30 round magazines when they're first unlocked, meaning players have to get over 100 kills before being offered an extended magazine option. This can be a major downside on some weapons with high fire rates as it restricts how many targets you can engage before requiring a reload. With the P90 you don't really have that issue and can easily mow down 3 to 4 targets without running dry. Combine this with its relatively low recoil and high mobility, and it's easy to understand why the P90 is showing up more and more in gameplay videos. Even starting at 0 kills, the P90 is already a force to be reckoned with. The iron sights on this weapon are clear and don't get obstructed by muzzle flash, so you don't really need to suffer until you unlock your first red dot sight. They do offer no benefit over the red dot sight, so I still recommend using your preferred close range optic, but it's nice to see some iron sights that aren't dogshit. The recoil on the P90 is also really low, and you don't really need to compensate a whole lot. Stationary targets up to 80 meters can be beamed down without needing to burst fire, so don't be afraid to commit to those slightly longer engagements when you've got to drop on the enemy. You do need to factor in the damage drop off when doing this, but the P90 comes with a very healthy 28 base damage, and you don't start losing damage until beyond 50 meters, so it won't really factor into most engagements. The rate of fire on the P90 is a modest 800 rounds per minute, which is pretty average in this category. For comparison, the king of CQB, the Kriss Vector, fires at 1200 rounds per minute, so Kriss Vector sweats will still be a cause for concern when going on those epic flanks. However, when you do get to drop on an enemy cuddle puddle, the P90 allows you to unleash hell on your opponents, and quad feeds will become a regular occurrence. Time to kill on the P90 is pretty average, clocking in at 225 milliseconds. So make sure you're allowing yourself enough time to finish engaging each target when going for that awesome clip. As for velocity, it matches most other close quarter weapons at just 390 milliseconds, so don't be expecting to beam any helicopters with this thing, leave that to the AUG. Movement wise, there's a lot to like with the P90. Movement is most useful in close quarters, so I'll be comparing the base P90 to the base Kriss Vector. The P90 has a 1.05 movement speed compared to the Kriss Vector's 1.10, but the P90 is slightly faster when aiming down sight at 0.20 compared to 0.25, and this surprised me when I found it out. What attachments you use will affect these default values, so let's take a look. For the loadouts, there's really not a lot going on with the P90. It's already a beast right out of the box, so you're going to see a wide variety of loadouts from player to player. What works for me may not be the best fit for you. The red dot sight is my go-to for almost every weapon. A pinpoint accurate sight with good FOV makes it the obvious choice for close and medium range. On the side rail I like to run the laser, green or red depending on which map I'm playing. I don't use any third-party overlay software or monitor crosshair, so this suits me just fine. I just won't use it on night maps as it's a dead giveaway. The barrel is going to be the main point of contention between players as it's the only option that affects the weapon's recoil, so I'm going to be giving you two options here. The flash hider lowers the horizontal recoil and reduces the weapon's visible flash when firing, which can help you stay low profile. If you want to beef this up even further, then my second recommendation is the suppressor long. This reduces your horizontal recoil, removes your muzzle flash altogether, and greatly reduces the sound you make when firing. The Quick A magazine does add some slight recoil, but it is your only option to reduce that rather long 3.8 second reload, so it's an obvious go-to in my books. The P90 stands in the current meta somewhere between the Kriss Vector and the M4A1. It's not the best at CQB, nor does it rinse people at those longer ranges, but instead offering a good middle ground instead, which suits me because I like to have a jack of all trades loadout where possible. I do believe the Kriss Vector will be receiving some form of nerf in the coming weeks, as the community has been very vocal about this. My problem with the KV is it's too good at medium range, so I'd really appreciate a slight horizontal recoil increase, or even a shorter damage drop off to balance this out. Even with this though, the Kriss Vector can still shred in close quarters no problem, but I reckon if they do go ahead with this, it would make the P90 even more popular with players, as it will still allow that limited medium range capability. So guys, what do you think of the P90? Do you think more players are going to start using it once they've unlocked it compared to the Kriss Vector? Let me know in the comments below. I just want to say thanks for all the support on my G36C review earlier this week. It's always great to see you guys engaging. I only just did a P90 video a couple of months ago, but I didn't go as in-depth as I did this time, so please remember to rate the video if you enjoyed it and consider subscribing to scratch that BattleBit itch. Remember to watch your house, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.